I've been trying to get this ready for like, I don't know, 6 months now. So I kept on having the idea to do it, and it seems like everybody was like kind of tepid on it, but now here we are. All right.
No turgidus from me, baby. I got a full chub.
I'm so fucking ready. All right.
So I'm just gonna say right away, Bleach is one of my favorite manga. It was the first shonen manga I read when I was like getting into like comic books and stuff.
Mhm.
It's a hitter. I think it's a real hitter. So I also have read all of it and haven't watched any of the anime, but read all of the manga. So I know all the spoilers and all the dark secrets.
So this is how this is. I'm kind of setting this up, and this can change over time, right? So essentially, the way that I'm organizing this is we're going to watch the first episode for the first episode of every season that we watch, right? And then we'll watch in chunks of 5, do it once a week on Mondays, and talk about those episodes. And we'll probably either do it by, depending on what people suggest, either by the arc or by the season, right? And just talk about it like that, and then we'll switch off to another anime. We're not going to watch all of Bleach because it's one of those things that has like 1,000,000 episodes, right?
Yeah, might I suggest we get to the end of Soul Society? I think that's a good place to get through this.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It's the first big arc.
Yeah, I was thinking that like, I would see what everyone's feeling at the end of the first season of Bleach, because Soul Society is fucking amazing, right? Just so anyone that's new here, because I know there's at least one person that's new in the chat, I have watched Bleach through season 4, but I got super fucking mad at Bleach because of the filler season 3, and it just like immediately lost interest in it. But the first 2 seasons were so good that I like powered through all of season 3, right? So I don't want to like give spoilers for those seasons, but yeah. So I only know really the first 2 seasons and then the angering 3rd season.
I've been a manga only enjoyer, so my experience is less tainted than yours, I think.
Probably. How are you doing, Senpai Chow?
I'm doing okay. I'm kind of new to this stage thingamabob. Discord's making changes. Not a big fan. It seems so unfamiliar to me. Would like to turn back the clock. But hot take,
Return to tradition.
I actually enjoy the Bleach filler seasons.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're at least they're coherent stories, unlike the filler that you would see in, say, another comparable big 3 would be Naruto, which is oftentimes
the filler.
One episode of filler, and like there's no arc, there's no development. It's just one episode of complete randomness. Not saying that Naruto doesn't have that, but I definitely prefer what Bleach does with its filler over typically what other big shows do with its filler.
I think the One Piece filler seemed pretty good. There was that one arc. They go to the naval island and like get imprisoned there. That was a good filler arc.
So let me see here. I'm also going to really quick make a little thing for Mondays. Add new timer name, Animondays. So if you want to, after we talk about the first episode here, next week when you watch the next 5 episodes, right? Or maybe we should just do 4 episodes and then have it be multiples of 5, so everyone knows to go to episode 10, episode 15. Next week you can join the Discord, jump into the stage thing that we're in right now, and you can actively participate by like raising your hand. I want to say something about this part in particular, etc., right?
I see.
So that's why I have the stage thing, so that other people can like join in, and I want to make it bigger and bigger every week. Let's start, because Kyo-san's very specifically on the Twitter asked us to talk about the opening. The opening fucks, okay?
I like it a lot.
Is fucking really good. Go for it.
I think it's cool the way it merges like two like pretty different sounds, like the kind of more like rap like section and the guitar section.
Mhm.
It's very like emblematic of a lot of the themes of Bleach, which is this kind of like physical like manifestation of like teenage rebellion and like conflict with society in terms of like a there's a very rebellious like punky song.
Yeah. I in the opening. I we were watching the opening earlier. I watched it today with my girlfriend, and we were sitting there and watching it. And I thought, well, there's a lot of like paint going on in the opening, right? Maybe that is why it's called Bleach. Do you guys know what the two prevailing theories on why it's called Bleach is?
I know from like later in the anime or the manga for me there's a lot of stuff where like the not dark versions of the characters but like the alternate versions of the characters wear like white kimonos. And that kind of signifies like a spiritual difference. Maybe like the Bleach could be like spiritual cleansing, spiritual purification. I don't know.
So that's one of the theories, right? There's never
Maybe I
been a
could take a
confirmation.
shot at the second one.
Yeah.
So I have no clue. So if I botch this, I take all the blame. But I think it had also something to do with the manga and how it was being drawn, which really used the contrast of white and black, which most manga already does that. But if you do like read the manga, then you'll often see that like a lot of the scenes, a lot of the panels just have a completely white background. And so then that might have been like some sort of a hint to the name Bleach. Which Bleach, you put bleach on clothes, it whitens.
Koopa Shell in chat is saying that the author originally wanted to call the series Black because of what the characters were wearing, but decided against it because it sounded too generic. So he decided to call it the opposite of black, but he didn't want to call it white, so he named it Bleach. What the thing that I thought was funny online, I think it was on the Wikipedia, was that the author's favorite band was Nirvana, and their first album was called Bleach, and a lot of people think that that's like as likely as the first option of it being like a spiritual cleansing or something like that. See an ad for Bleach movie once. Never watched it though. There's a live action movie, right?
Yeah.
What?
We're going to ignore its
Let me link
existence.
this. There's also like a CG animated one, right? Or is that something else?
I made the decision when I was in like middle school that I would never ever watch an animated or like an anime live action show, right, or movie. But I broke that rule once. My ex-girlfriend, during Hurricane Harvey in Houston, when it flooded super bad, she was like, "Fuck it, we're on the second floor, right? Let's drink and watch the oh fuck, what was the one, Death Note?" And she got so upset and angry about it, she drank herself silly, and then we had to evacuate the house with her like so drunk she couldn't walk through like knee-deep water.
Oh my god.
So there will never be an anime live action recreation that I will ever watch because
Cursed.
They're absolutely cursed. Not only are they bad in and of themselves, but they bring misery amongst everyone that watches them. Okay, so I have some notes. Based on you're way better at media analysis than me, right?
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
So I have exactly 4 notes, one of which is blank, that I was writing down before I started here, right? And I think that's pretty easy just to like say like, you know, the story is set up really easy from the very beginning, right?
Shonen likes to ease you in. Like, what's another example? Like Naruto does this big fight immediately with like this like small time villain. One Piece first chapter, he like learns about like piracy from Shanks. The first chapters of shonen stuff is usually pretty like, yeah, this is everything the story is going to be. Let's go.
Yeah. And the exposition that they go through, right? When we see him like, oh, he can see ghosts, right? And then like the entire like first half of the episode is just talking about how much he can see ghosts. One thing that I want to talk about, like an anime trope, that is weird. Something about like the early 2000s or like late 90s animes. the characters initiate combat with each other over the stupidest fucking reasons. The dad and Ichigo just start beating the fuck out of each other because he was late for dinner.
Oh, can I hit you with my interpretation of that little bit, like from the beginning where Ichigo fights like the random thugs who knock over the girl's vase,
Yeah.
and like Ichigo fighting his dad. I really think that first little bit is kind of emblematic of those themes I was talking about like Japanese society, right? Ichigo is this like teenager. He doesn't fit in with like the people who like act young. He doesn't fit in with like the like street culture, and he doesn't fit in with like the more like conservative adult culture, which is why he gets like he like combats both of them in those first bits. I get looking at it from a literal perspective. It's like, why the fuck is he fighting his dad over dinner? But like, what is his dad fighting him over, right? It's like over a strict schedule, over his like need to conform. I think he like references his hair even, like, why are you dyeing your hair? You're not. Da, da, da. Like, I think I look at that scene more as like a representation of Ichigo being like in between two worlds of like youth and adulthood, which I think is a theme for all of Bleach.
Yeah, I think that for me, looking at shit in a very, very literal way is probably how I'm talking about this with someone that thinks about it more will probably make me think about it in a different way, right?
Yeah, I definitely trend towards more of a thematic, metaphorical analysis, because literalism often ends up with like fucking cinema sins dinging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, let me see. What else? When I'm trying to think of like the best thing to talk about. I've never done like a book club or like a media analysis. How should we like go about this?
I mean, we've both watched Bleach and read, or I've read it. You've watched it before, but I guess like we could talk about what the first little bit set up, like what we could imagine someone not familiar with the rest of the series, like thinking the series might bring in the future, just from the first chapter. I mean, we could go more deep into those themes that I just brought up. A lot of roads to go down.
Yeah, I think that for this, since we only have this is like the inaugural episode, and a lot of people are going to be like joining us throughout, and they're going to have to like catch up. That might be something that we do for the next one, where we say like, where do you think the series is going to go based off of this episode, right?
Yeah.
But let me see here. Yeah,
and we can do a little recap when we get more into it, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably best.
I think that one thing. I think that maybe talking about the
snippets of like later episodes, like in future seasons and all that. But like the first episode wise, Ichigo seems to be like a very I don't know, spiritual type person.
He's really
literally
angsty.
Well, yeah, it's not just that he's angsty, right? It's that he cares. He like a big part of his character is how much he cares about like respecting the dead. This is like not like a spoiler per se, but like it's a character trait that gets harped on more later. It's that a lot of that's because of the fact that he had to like grieve his mom pretty early in life. So he cares a lot about the process of grief and about treating the dead with respect, which I think is like it's something that's brought up like immediately in the story. The first conflict of the story is him fighting someone over disrespecting the dead. And like, yeah, he sees the dead in a literal sense, which I'm sure impacts why he respects them. But I think it's also like, I could imagine his character would do that even if he couldn't see ghosts, right? Maybe I'll start collecting the manga with this, because I did want to start collecting it. It's a good one.
Yeah, I've actually thought.
I just want to say, you guys should read the manga. The Tite Kubo, his art carries the series a lot, and a lot of the anime is just them trying to recreate his very specific art style. Like, not just the point that it's like he focuses so much on these like heavy shots and like not like cinematic, but like imagery heavy like moments in fights, but like his shading is really cool. Like, I think someone referenced like the all white panels being like a visual commonality in the series, which like, yeah, the manga is really good. I would recommend you read it. The Viz app is like $2 a month, totally fucking worth it.
I've actually thought about, because of this, maybe starting a manga collection, but it really just kind of depends. Let me see here. I'm trying to think.
Console.
What?
it's,
If you let me turn on
Mong?
my camera, I'll
Like,
show you a
say,
bunch
say,
of fucking
say
manga.
Mong. Okay, like Mong, like Pokemon.
Oh, manga.
Manga.
Sorry, I've said it wrong.
Yeah.
It's manga.
To a weeb lesson.
I think it's fine to call it manga.
I'm
Listen, I'm from Texas, okay?
Charmin Yankee.
Really quick, just so everyone knows, today we're just talking about the first episode as like the inaugural thing. Every time we go to the next season, we'll watch the first episode, talk about what we think the rest of the series is going to be like because of the first episode, and then go from there. I've already seen Bleach, and I think most everyone that's in the call right now has already seen Bleach, right? We're not watching it on stream, but maybe if we get enough people that are interested in this by joining the Discord, jumping into the stage for people to listen. If we get enough people doing that, then maybe on like off nights that I have, we'll do like a Discord watch along or something like that. So
Do that.
let me see here. But yeah, so the art is really there's one thing about old early 2000s or like late 90s anime that I like the aesthetic way more than now, I guess, because it feels like all of the characters are covered in baby oil now. They're all very shiny.
So I noticed that too in like the manga or anime, that's been going on recently. I do think we're kind of entering a new era where stuff is going to be a lot better. Like I don't know if you saw Jujutsu Kaisen, that anime. That's a good fucking anime. Same with the like Attack on Titan. I think both of those are kind of like, I guess Mappa is doing both of those, and Mappa does pretty good work. But I feel like they're both kind of reclaiming like a nice mix of like the 90s style with like the fidelity of like modern tech.
Well, then, to Sanso's point, even those shows that you mentioned, Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan, do show a much more of a shiny complex. And I think the reason why that is the case is not due to really aesthetic, but due to the technology that was back then. What you had to render was of a lower quality than now. Nowadays, we could see a lot more color, and then animators, the studios, they use that to their advantage. Now, perhaps like some people just have different tastes than others. I definitely do see where you're coming from, though, Hansel. Bleach, or like really old anime back then, really does have that kind of a bland color.
It's more I would say it's more what's the word I'm looking for?
Like washed out, like not in like a
muted.
bad way.
Yeah, muted.
Yeah, muted.
And there's something about that I like, and it could just be like nostalgia blinders that I have on for that kind of aesthetic. I think that Evangelion, if I can figure out how to, let's see here.
Yeah, Eva's good.
Even
Samurai Champloo is a pretty good example of that too. I don't know if that's actually 90s or early 2000s. Oh, you know what else? Fucking Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon has that vibe too.
Let me see here. Yeah, and there's also something like there's something about like the weird like dystopian old 90s aesthetic that really gets me. Like with Evangelion or like Gundam or even Bleach, with the way that they have their they're not the RN car, that's later. What are they called? The Hollows?
Yeah. The Hollows.
Their character design, or let me see here.
Yeah, I like them a lot. They're so cool. They've got these like chitinous plates and like a mix of like beast imagery and human imagery. They're very cool. And that kind of plays in later when you like learn more about where they're from and like Menos Grande and like the Iran cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the dude from the first episode. Big ol' hands. I was really entranced by this guy's huge hands. Oh my god! But yeah, I like the I don't know if and this can be me trying to predict the rest of the show because I've forgotten this part. But their little face mask thing, I don't remember if that's something that they have to cut apart because that's what they did to kill both of the first ones in the first episode. But yeah, the aesthetic that they have going on with these guys. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's like a weak point or something. Like their skin is more armored than their faces. It's also like it seems like it's significant to their like power system, right? Like I don't know if can we talk about stuff from like later arcs?
We probably shouldn't.
All right, probably.
Well,
not, yeah.
hold on. If we're going to talk about like later arcs, I think we can do that as long as it's not Soul Society.
All right. Well, this is way later in like Arankar Zone. The Hollows end up like being the first stage of evolution for these like more humanoid figures, and the way they become these more powerful figures is by ripping off their masks or like partially showing their face from under their masks. Weird like reference to another piece of media, but I know that's a theme in Persona as well. This like taking off your mask to like gain more power. I don't know. It's like an interesting theme that I see. There's one other piece of Japanese media that does that as well. Like the whole like take off your mask, gain power thing kind of makes sense as I'm sorry for spoilers, Maffinity. I'm trying my best.
Listen, this is something that I think that we can do here because we're going to be taking it like season by season or arc by arc. And we're definitely after Soul Society, we're going to move on to a different anime. I want to kind of have a wide range of different animes that we talk about instead of watching 500 episodes about Bleach and then watching the, 6 million episodes that they have of One Piece, because we'll be doing one series for, several years. So my plan is, let's talk about this in general, right? Because this is the inaugural episode, we're going to be trying to figure out what works, but I think that as we go on, it'll kind of make more sense. Yeah. So let me think. I don't remember if I don't remember. I might have missed this. Did Ichigo know the little girl that was dead in the first episode? Or did he just happen upon her?
No, that was just one of many ghosts he like helps out. Remember, like I think that's even contextualized when he like gets back to his house and another ghost shows up behind him and his sister's like, "Oh, you make a lot of friends. Like a lot of ghosts follow you around." So I'd imagine the little girl who he helped out was just one of many. Interestingly enough, in the manga, there's actually an extra scene that was cut out of the anime, where when Ichigo fights with the hooligans who like knocked over her vase, she like appears from being like unseen by them, and she's like got like blood on her face, and she uses that to scare them away. Like, and Ichigo's like, "Oh, thank you for helping out," because she like freaks him out, and they run away because of that, rather than running away because Ichigo kicks them 500 times a second.
Yeah. Oh,
there's actually a lot of little changes from the manga to the anime. Most of them cutting out like little like scenes that have blood or something in them.
You're gonna make me buy the manga to read alongside the show, and I'm gonna completely lose myself in this part of my stream. Koopa Shell.
You know what I'll do, Son? I'll share my I can share my Viz password with you off stream. I can let you log in to my Viz account. You can read the manga there.
Koopa Shell brings up something really cool. The start of Bleach reminds me a lot of the start of Yu Yu Hakusho. Actually, fucking yeah. Except the first in Yu Yu Hakusho, he actually fucking dies, right? But I'm pretty sure Ichigo doesn't actually die when he like takes the sword in his chest, right? It was just like a power transfer.
Yeah, he gains the power from I almost said Makima from Rukia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one thing that I did notice, and only because I've watched the rest of the series, do I know what these things are. Well, I say the rest of the series, a couple of the seasons, but they talk really vaguely about like soul pressure or like his soul is very dense and shit like that, right?
Oh, that's just anime shit. It's just like your power level, just the Dragon Ball Z, whatever.
Well, sure, but I think that
His soul density is over 9,000.
yeah, but
Well, like Jujutsu Kaisen does that too. Like, oh, his cursed energy. I think even it's another example of this. Naruto does that with chakra. Like, it's just like a really like classic shonen way of like measuring someone's power vaguely. Like, oh, he's got so much soul pressure.
right. I think that one thing that I like in media is when they don't like sit there and spend an entire episode defining every single different thing that's part of that universe. So instead of like sitting there and defining soul pressure in the first one, they just kind of like vaguely allude to it so that the next episode or this episode after that, you actually have to you learn through through watching or through reading what it is rather than just like having someone like sit there and tutor you like a fucking tutorial in a video game, which is
A good
the
part
actual
about-
bane of my existence.
A good part about a lot of Bleach, at least the earlier bits, is that the exposition is fed pretty naturally. There's some characters who give exposition, but it's interesting. They're often like said, like I kind of pick that up. Like I think Ichigo says to, I think his name is Kaisuk, or the guy with the bucket hat. He kind of like brushes him off when he tries to give him an exposition dump. Or Ohara, yeah.
I mean, he does that in the first episode with Rukia. She has that little notebook with the bad art in it, right? He's like, "Are you? What the fuck is this? What is wrong with the little images you made here?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, one thing that I fucking hate in all like any media is having to be walked through it like baby fed, you know, like here comes the airplane, here comes all the exposition, here comes this. Don't forget to press the A button. Don't forget, hey, did you know that if you press the A button on the door, it'll open and you can go inside? That's crazy. And they remind you that throughout the entire fucking video game. Sometimes I'll do that in animes and I immediately stop watching those. And I don't think that Bleach was one of those. That
Yeah,
turned me
exposition
off.
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
able to just
Naruto
show-
that does that actually.
Bleach is able to just show that whenever there is another being's presence, all of a sudden the screen starts shaking, you start seeing the lines.
Mhm.
You actually do visualize that the characters in the show are actually under pressure as if like a weight just fell on top of them.
Yeah, very
they-
fucking true.
Oh god, there's this
Right,
one scene I remember where the action lines get so heavy and like they like and this is from the manga, of course. That's what I know. But they're like bearing down on Ichigo, and he like says something like it's so intense, but you know what he's talking about. You know he's talking about spiritual pressure because they brought that up like a chapter ago. It's pretty natural and cool. I like it.
Let
Yeah,
me see here.
something
I'm gonna
that
see if I can
I've
find the first, so people can see the thing that we're talking about. I just want them to see the first hollow in the show, but I'm getting stuff from way later in the series. If one of you guys can find that, I don't know what I should search. I'm getting a lot of different things. What were you gonna say?
You want me to find you? What's his name? Grant Fisher? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, like
Red
in the
Fisher's
first
not the
episode
hollow.
where the first hollow's there and you can like see all like the visual weight.
Oh, the one who
Oh,
appears
right,
at the
entire,
city
like,
center.
color scheme,
Yeah.
like, changes, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of JoJo's kind of the JoJo's anime and the manga too. They change color like when like action scenes happen, or just at random
Oh,
points.
yeah.
So it's a really
Yeah, I think
cool
that's a
thing
pretty
Araki
neat element.
does. Can I hit you with a little theory on like I know I'm gonna be the one who always draws it back to a thematic angle, but I think it's interesting that Rukia, like the way that Ichigo like absorbs Rukia's power in this because I kind of when I read that I was like, oh, this kind of fits into this whole angle of like tradition versus rebellion, right? Like and like I was thinking of this like right after the scene where like his dad like beats him up for not like conforming or like following schedules enough. The like Rukia is very like emblematically even described in the manga as like a chick in samurai garb. Like she has this kind of like, I guess in Japan's terms, like medieval feudal look to her, and all the soul reapers do in general. So I think it's kind of interesting. This very like youthful, rebellious character. The thing that gives him power is this like this like dawning of the old ways, like of like a samurai aesthetic and like swords and stuff, which is very emblematic of like Japan's history and its cultural identity.
Yeah, no, for sure. One thing that Freakily Casual brings up in chat, they say, I hope it gets more dangerous for the main character. I really don't like it when the main character just easily blows past everyone. One thing that I liked about Bleach, and one thing that that is kind of the thing that I like about my favorite animes is the power scaling is pretty decent, right? You can usually get killed by just about anything in there. There's always some sense of danger, right? At least in the first 2 seasons that we're going to watch, right? So like the power scaling isn't such that Ichigo is just like a super cool dude and he's going to destroy everybody in the show just because he is the main character. Really quick, Bones, there's a lot of background noise. I had to mute you.
He's doing his industrial set. Don't interrupt.
But yeah, I think that power scaling is one of the things that I look for most in terms of the what are they called, shonen animes and mangas and stuff like that. It's really hard for me to enjoy it when they just like eventually have to fight God.
Well, yeah, like, no, I'm not. I was just about to say something that's so intensely spoilers. I'm not gonna do it. I've saved you all. Yeah, I think Bleach does a pretty good job at that. I think something too is that almost all of the fights in Bleach are one-on-one or like equally or they're like 2v1 in like a way that feels like it actually is a 2v1 fight. Like one character is far more strong than the other two, so they do it to make it equal. Like most of the fights are like fights between either two equal enemies or a squash fight that is written to be a squash fight. Like what I'm trying to say here is that I think the fights are really well like choreographed in terms of how much power each character has, including the ones with just like the hollows. Like think about the roles, the different hollows.
Okay.
Fuck.
Think about Bones. I'm gonna put you in as audience for right now.
Killed
to the
Bones.
Shadow Realm.
To the Shadow Realm.
Slain. What I was gonna say is that I think of the roles just in this first episode that the two hollows serve. The first one, who gets like mutilated instantly by Rukia, goes to show like her power and her like this thing that like is so like alarming and terrifying to Ichigo. The fact that she can just cut it down so easily like shows that she is like a soul, that she's like something powerful and not of this world. And the second one that like wrecks up Ichigo's house and like fucks up his life, the reason that's like a more difficult fight is because it represents a lot more of a like a turmoil for the main character. Like I think it's cool that the fights are used in that way, they aren't just like set dressing.
Yeah. I think that if we're going to talk about like not symbology, like symbolism in the show, I do like the really the thing that the most memorable part, probably rightfully so, was the ending of the first episode, right? With the whole like power transfer and then the first real battle. When in order to become a Soul Reaper, being stabbed by the oh shit, what is the name of their swords? I forget.
Oh fuck.
Zambacto, yeah. Being stabbed by that, right, is the way that they transfer power. So in a way, it's like dying in order to create power. I don't know what you would look into that.
Well, did
I'm
you
not
notice
good at the symbolism.
Did you notice where he gets stabbed? Right, it's in his heart, or it's in the center of his chest, which is also where the hollows have that hole in them. If you look at the hollow designs, all of them have like a see-through hole from their chest to their back, which implies that I'm guessing like in the more like meta lore of the series, yeah, right there. That's where the soul is held in the world. I'm guessing probably also in whatever like spiritual symbolism is being drawn on there. So it's interesting that this like Soul Society, Soul Reaper, all this stuff is the power transference happens by this Zanpakuto piercing his heart or piercing his soul.
Do we know? I'm trying to remember so there's the normal souls, like of the girl around the flower vase, and then there's the
Yeah, holes and
yeah, holes and hollows. So the hollows, were they just kind of shitty people, or did they are they entirely different beings?
I know the answer to this, but it's a thing we're gonna get answered in a later episode, so I don't know if I
Oh,
want to
gotcha.
We don't know yet. Ichigo, I think, from our perspective, as people who we haven't watched all of those, we've only watched the first episode, and more importantly, from Ichigo's perspective, we don't know. The whole Hollows thing and the way they work is alien to the characters and to us, or is alien to Ichigo and to us.
And this kind of highlights how the story develops along, not just like with us, but along with the character. So then what Ichigo knows, basically we know as much as he does.
Yeah.
And that way it doesn't feel like we're so disconnected from the main characters and their situation.
Yeah, something I really don't like in series is when the main character just like says, "Oh, I know this," and you're like, "What the fuck? I don't know this." Like they know some shit that you don't. You would have had no way to know, and the story exposits to you by them just like explaining it. Like, who are you explaining to? You don't know. You know this already. It like really takes you out of it when the immersion is dropped for exposition like that.
And
one thing to
just
know on the whole
make it-
soul in the chest thing is the holes have chains connected to their chest. That's true, Fishy Pone.
Yeah,
well,
they
that
didn't
was one of the
explain that at all.
details. That was one of the details that comes out later on.
Okay.
Funny.
Oh, we
funny.
saw that in the little girl spirit. She has a chain on her chest.
Yeah, I didn't notice
I don't
that until like halfway through the episode when the first hollow was chasing her. And I like how they just completely don't address that at all. It's like not even Ichigo doesn't acknowledge it. Rukia doesn't acknowledge it. Nobody, the ghosts themselves aren't like, "Yo, can you? What the fuck is up with this shit on my chest? Can you get it off of me?" Everyone's just kind of chill with it.
I'm guessing that's just part of the existence of being a ghost, right? They're probably used to it.
I mean, I guess so. Wait, in the manga, do they say how long the little girl had been dead?
Here, I'm gonna check that out. I don't remember. I think there's even less direct exposition in the manga. I noticed that when comparing them here.
I feel like
you
in
know
the
what else
first episode he said like she died like the other day, right? But I'm not like 1,000% sure on that.
Yeah, there's like a vase where she got let's see. Why is that vase lying on its side? Oh, he just says it's an offering for some dead kid. In the manga, he doesn't say when she died. But I could assume maybe it's recent. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Yeah, because I don't know if Ichigo had like it would be interesting to know if he had experienced like exercising the souls of ghosts that had been ghosts for a long time, or if he just kind of chills with them until they eventually pass on, you know? Because it seems like he expected the little girl to pass on after he put the vase back upright and then said, "I'm going to bring you more flowers so that you can move on." Yeah.
Oh, you know what? In the manga, there's no sequence where they're at a city center. Rukia just shows up at his house because she detected the ghost that was following him, the businessman ghost. Oh wait, no. Yeah, there's no scene in the city center whatsoever.
That's interesting.
I don't remember a city center scene in the first episode. I could.
Yeah, remember that's where the first hollow shows up. That he like catches a glimpse of Rukia. He's like the woman says, "Oh no, another explosion!" The claw marks appear in the wall of a building.
Yeah, I was just about to say that shit was cool as fuck. That was like some Digimon the first movie shit.
Well, that scene doesn't happen in the manga, but you know the scene that does happen in the manga? The dad references the fact that he's got that his wife is dead and says like, and is like talking to a memorial poster of her.
Oh no, that happens in the anime.
It does? Did I look away for that?
It was like literally like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
The one of the younger siblings says to throw the memorial poster away, which I thought was really fucking weird.
Yeah. I think we should read the manga along with this one. I feel like the manga is really good. I'm gonna advocate for that a fuck ton though, because I'm a manga only hipster type person. Scum. I'm scum as well.
Absolute scum. You know what we can do? I did just post it in the chat for people if you're like interested in doing the whole anime thing. In the anime discussion channel, there's a post which I think I forgot to pin, so I'm going to scroll up and make sure that I pin it. Let me see here. Pin message.
Sure, the music is really good, Fishy Pone. I really like the song that plays when we're introduced to Rukia at the beginning.
Oh, the little like boom bat beat that plays while she's explaining the what a hollow and a hole is.
No, the kind of like distorted synth one that plays like right at the intro where we first see her. Interestingly, there's a scene right at the beginning of the anime that isn't in the manga either, where there's this like scene. I think it might be of like some trees or something, of these like shadows falling from the like falling as like the sun sets, and it's interesting. I don't know. It's always interesting to contrast like what happens in the manga that doesn't happen in the anime and vice versa, because these are deliberate choices. You know, like they cut out a scene that has this little girl with like a bloody face on it. You can imagine why they would cut that out, because of like wanting to broadcast it overseas. I don't know. It's always interesting to check the differences, I think.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can find the song that you're referencing. No, I think this is what plays during the they show oh shit, I've already forgotten the name of it. Oh wait, no, this is the song. Yeah. This shit fucks, dude. Also, this guy is my favorite character right here.
Which one, Renji?
No.
Oh no, Kenpachi, what a Chad.
I like characters that are just motherfuckers, and like that's his entire personality, just a motherfucker. And I
like the
love
guy
it.
with I like the guy with the flower kimono a lot. Him and his twink friend.
Yeah. Like this guy, like just everything about him. I can't wait till we get to that part.
Yeah, it's a good bit. God, I'm excited to keep watching this. I'm glad you invited me to this, Sunsol.
Yeah, no, and if you and Chow want to come every week for this, we can have like the main cast of the Bleach Animondays.
Hell yeah! Well, hey, I'm down to provide more pretentious thematic analysis whenever you want.
Yeah, 100%. Before we decide to break here, because we've been going for what about an hour now, right? Is there anything else that we want to like talk about in terms of like? Do you have any ideas on what we should do in terms of like formatting here and what people should expect out of like a book? I've never done like a analysis type discussion, right? So things to look out for while they're watching and shit like that.
I mean, I think just like if people who are taking part in it listen to us talk about it, like I'm confident that we can impart like some good like advice on like things to look out for in reading it or in watching it. Like I mean, what else? I guess just like put a notification in the Discord to remind people to watch the next 5 episodes before next week. I'll make sure I do that too.
Alrighty, yeah, absolutely. I think that this has been like a pretty good inaugural episode of the Animaniacs. That's copyrighted, but I want to use it so bad. Animondays is what it's going to be called because that is not copyrighted.
Animongrels.
Animongrels, that's what we are. All right.
Yes.
Don't forget, hey guys, if you are wanting to do this, I'm going to link it one more time. The Discord. All right. Join the Discord. In the Discord, here I can show you.
So does the next 5 episodes end in the middle of a mini arc or no? We're just watching it in chunks, I'm guessing, right?
Anna freaks, yeah.
Like it doesn't matter exactly how much we get through it, or like where we end off. We're just watching it in like manageable chunks.
Yeah. Okay. We're not going to watch the Bount arc. Listen, this is okay. I have tried to do before I was a streamer. I tried to do an anime podcast with some people that I used to know, some internet friends, right? And somewhere on YouTube. I don't even remember the name of what we called the podcast. It's on YouTube somewhere, right? But I was an incredibly angry and drunk man, and I talked for I think 8.5 or 9 minutes uninterrupted, drunkenly, angrily, about how good the first 2 seasons of Bleach are, and then how much the 3rd season ruined the series for me.
Please, we've got to get this Lost Media. This is the lowest part of the Lost Media iceberg. Sansol Bleach rant. We got to get it. Come on, we got to find it.
I
Come on.
honestly have no fucking clue what I would even like here. I'm gonna see if I can find it really
Find
quick.
it, motherfucker.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
see.
you know something I would find fun to do? If we made a Bleach iceberg, that would be pretty funny.
A Bleach iceberg. I think that would be
Yeah.
fun to do.
I'm
But
gonna make content for a Chainsaw Man iceberg. That's gonna be really good. Or Tatsuki Fujimoto, who's the author of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch iceberg. By the way, read Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's really fucking good. It's like all the like edginess of Bleach like evolved into a more like artistic and modern style. Very fucking cool. Very good. Amazing art. Amazing style. 10 out of 10. My favorite manga.
Okay, I just googled what I imagine the title could be. Nope. Oh, who is this strapping young man? Oh my, he looks like Wilfred Brimley, and he has a lot of videos. Oh my god, he has a lot of videos.
Do
I
you
wish I
happen
could show
to
it. Would
know-
you, huh?
Do you happen to know these internet friends?
In real life, yes. Now, I met them on
Okay,
like
well, would it just be easier to contact them?
I
or
could, but
is
at this
more
point, it's
fun
kind
to
of fun
search?
to. I could just message them and see if we could find it. I think I also have access to the email for the YouTube account, but it would be like hard to figure out what the
be so
password
easy.
was.
I
Let me see
believe
here.
in your ability to retrieve this.
I'm
Well, you
also
wouldn't
kind
need
of
the
worried
password,
because
you
I don't know what
know their name.
what I was like 5-6 years ago. Holy shit. Anyways, let's see here. After we get through, this is basically what I want to do here. I want to get through the first season of Bleach, right? I think that the first season is good enough that it will get people interested in watching season 2 as well. But we can make the call at the end of season 1 whether we want to take a vote as to what the next anime will be, or just continue on with Bleach. What do you guys think that? What are like y'all's top picks, just as like our final little outro here?
For another anime or top picks for what?
Top picks for like what the next one should be after Bleach, because I want to like pick it
Ooh.
out like well in advance.
I like this one, but it's only on Amazon Prime, so I don't know if that's a good pick. It's called Blade of the Immortal. It's got that kind of like washed out like color palette that you said you like about like 90s stuff. It's like
Mhm.
got a really cool like sign-in kind of theme situation. I like it a lot, but it's also on Amazon Prime, which is more inaccessible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this was a good inaugural episode here, and I think that if you guys are interested, again, the way that we're doing this, right, is we have the Discord, right? We have the anime discussion channel, but we also have this, right? This is the anime book club. That was the working title for this. Durarara is my favorite anime, unironically, so we will probably do that at some point.
I mean, I've never watched that.
It's so fucking good. I would love to hear like you fucking the media analysis doctor here to watch that, because it's so fucking good, and it definitely has a lot of symbolism in it. But yeah,
Amazing.
so for people in chat, right, in the Discord, there's like this new feature that's a stage, so everyone can be in the audience here and listen, and you can raise your hand to come up and speak yourself on stream, right? Either ask a question that we hadn't asked about the anime yet, or you can like come in here and just contribute to the conversation, right? And so I kind of want to do it like this. Every week, try and get one more of your friends to come in, right? And participate. And by the end of the first season, right, we can have, 30, 40 people in the audience participating, talking to us about this. And it can go, the discussion can like go on for a while. So, friends, yeah, I know we're all on Twitch. We're either streamers or we're Twitch viewers, right? Which is extra cringe. Sorry, y'all. But it's true. I do believe that you have at least one friend though. So,
Can I hit the
Weebs have
self-promo
lots of
stick
friends.
before
Oh,
we
absolutely,
dip?
100%. Go for it.
So I'm a Twitch streamer. I play video games. Just started both Silent Hill and Wolfenstein. So we're fleeing monsters and killing Nazis, and we're watching some ARG content recently too, which is like internet mystery horror type stuff. We've been doing the Ashvlog series, which is really cool. And if you think my thematic analysis of anime is pretentious, wait until you see my thematic analysis of YouTube horror stuff.
Chad, do you want to shout yourself out really quick?
Yeah, I stream as well. Make YouTube videos, video essays, anime video essays, which is my first one's going to be coming out really soon. Just waiting on a couple of things before finalizing it. You can find me on twitch.tv/senpaichow or on YouTube, Senpai Chow.
Wait, I'm dumb as fuck. I also make video essays. I just haven't been recently because editing makes me fucking suicidal.
I actually,
Editing is definitely a different breed of monster. than
Dude, editing,
streaming.
it's so painful. Like, I have to just sit down and think for such a long period of time. I have to press the button.
You have to record yourself and then you listen to yourself and I'm like, wow, I sound
I
terrible.
I hate listening to my own voice.
Oh my god, it's agonizing. I need to just like hire an editor, but that's money. And in order to make money, I must edit video.
Life is
Truly,
difficult. All
life is
I
pain.
love you both, and I will see you guys next Monday for Animondays, Animaniacs. What was it? Animongrels. We're all three of these things. All right.
I like Animongrels a lot. I'll be
I do.
real. It's pretty fucking funny.
All right. I will catch you guys next week. All right.
Amazing. Oh yeah, I'll send you that.
Amazing.
I'll send you that password for Viz, so you can read the manga.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
I think that was really good, and I am so fucking excited for that. I actually, if we were able to talk about the first episode and kind of just like general anime for a full hour, I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with Animondays. All right,